So yeah, Smash Mouth. All-Star. We all know Smash Mouth's All-Star. It is like honestly one of the biggest songs of all of our lifetimes, right?
Yeah.
So you tracked down all of the people involved and created a oral history of this. And I only got halfway through this before we had to start recording, but Molly did the whole thing. So I'm ready to be surprised by some of this, but you know.
Was there anyone who wouldn't speak with you, or was everyone generally down?
Yeah, everyone spoke. The only person I didn't track down was the first drummer, Kevin Coleman, but that's because he didn't record on All-Star, and I wanted to kind of keep it focused.
Yeah.
And so that was like one person I was like, I'm going to lose. I was like, I don't want to ask him about like not being in the band anymore before their biggest song.
Yeah, that's super dark.
I do like the idea of a constant refrain through this long oral history of just constantly cutting back to, it's like, Kevin, yeah, I wasn't on that one. And then like 20 lines later being like, no, I still didn't play on that one.
But yeah, everyone was down. I went into it knowing that I wanted it to be as much about the song and the band as it is the memes and sort of everything that came after.
Yeah.
So I think that was like really crucial, and I'm glad that I was able to get a lot of the YouTubers and people involved. So
well, Molly, as always, you can lead the discussion on this because I'm sure you have the notes, but I have like one initial take from at least the first part of it, because I basically got through like all the recording and release stuff. Which is that the Smash Mouth guys, other than Harwell, weirdly and surprisingly come off as very credible musicians that have like a lot of integrity and care deeply about their sound and what they were doing, and were extremely good at their job. Like All-Star was not an accident.
Yeah, like they had something to prove. Like they, Walking in the Sun came first and was really big for them, and a big surprise for them that it became so big and got them signed to a major label. Like it was, it was a big deal for them to have this big hit, but because it was such already a novelty sound to it, and it was so different than everything else they had done, because on their first album it was like much more hardcore and like ska punk, and Walking in the Sun is kind of like the 60s surf pop.
Yeah, I do want to spend a little time with these songs because I like them, and Fushu Mang, Smash Mouth's first album, was among my first albums that I ever bought. And before I read this article, I'd made this claim before, and I feel like I'm backed up by it, that if All-Star had never happened, Smash Mouth would be remembered for this song as probably the best and like only legitimately good thing to come out of like the late 90s swing revival.
Oh yeah.
Like this song is a legit bop.
You don't fuck with Brian Setzer Orchestra?
Or the Cherry Poppin' Daddies or the Squirrel Nut Zippers?
Come on.
I don't know if I've said this on the show before, but Cherry Poppin' Daddies, worst band name in history.
Oh,
absolutely
it's quite
vile.
bad.
It's bad.
No, and what's weird
I can't believe we let them
is
do
that. I definitely said that those words when I was like a 7-year-old or something, because I think they must have been on the Now, because I was all about the Now compilation.
They were on the very first Now compilation.
There you go.
Wow,
so like I was speaking those words with my lips, and like I don't. Thank God, I guess my parents never heard, but like I didn't know what that meant, and now I'm like, yikes. I mean, Jojo Siwa content seems very pure in comparison.
Their name should have been an FCC violation.
Or you're pro like Tipper Gore.
Yes. In only this one instance.
Yeah. You got to draw a line somewhere.
Anyway, this song, a bop.
Yep.
Very good. Very good vibes. Excellent vibes. And like good musicianship. So then, but I want to the point about like how the first album was like an anomaly and they had something to prove. I want to skip to the very next song on this album to just like kind of give you a sense of like what the rest of the album's actually like.
All these songs to me on this album, besides the first one, sound like interstitial music that you would put in like a late 90s teen movie.
Yes.
Where you're showing like an LA high school campus full of people throwing frisbees and like beating each other up, and then like you see Julia Stiles or whoever. Like this sounds like that.
This is like what's playing when like the like cool guy walks in.
Yes. It's like, who is he?
But this is like, very different vibe from Walking on the Sun.
Yeah, it's like imagine like loving Walking in the Sun on the radio, and like you're like, oh, I wonder what this band has got going on. Like, let me listen to this
like
album.
Retro lounge space age band.
And you didn't go to FYE or Virgin Megastore and do the sampling of the CDs. which was basically the only thing I did in the mall between 1999 and 2007. That's some intense ska punk.
Yes,
ska thrash punk. I don't know what you call it.
It's the San Jose sound.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're coming from a different place. I liked that. I think to me the hero of this piece was Greg Camp, who wrote All Star, and had written Walking on the Sun, where they were basically just like, this was a pop hit, you wrote it, write that more album. Things. The album. And he did.
So what's Greg like?
Greg's super sweet. Yeah, he's like very I think he's had a very complicated relationship with the song. I think now he's a lot more settled with it, but he's had a complicated relationship with the song and Steve Harwell and
the singer Steve Harwell.
Yeah, because I mean they all came from really different backgrounds, which I didn't really know before. Is that the band was formed because Steve Harwell and his man, like he was leaving behind like rap metal or something.
Yeah, he was like a proto Fred
as we all have to at some point.
And he was leaving that behind. He wanted to start a band, and then he gathered Greg and Paul, and they were both in cover bands and like performing different things, and then they just all were coming from such different backgrounds, and I think they realized that like Greg had this incredible talent and could make a super great pop hit. And he was very smart. He like got into a lot of the technical stuff with me, and I think he's like very chill now about it, but I think he's very anti everything that the song represents and became.
Yeah.
And it was made for a very specific purpose, which was like this like person who felt like they were super disenfranchised from things, like felt like they like needed to find their community and where they belonged. And like now the song is like super popular and everyone loves it. It became like a sports anthem, and he's like, it was not for the jocks, and like just like didn't.
No, the way he talked about there's a little anecdote in here about how they would on tour for the first album like do their laundry and read fan mail.
Yeah.
And all their fan mail, it's like such a super specific vibe, but all their fan mail would be from people being like, yeah, I'm not like really a punk or like a pop person or like, I don't really have any labels in music, but I really like yours. But people keep beating me up. So, I mean, thank you for making like good music style music.
That's good normal music.
Yes, a good one song normal style, please.
Yeah. And a super encouraging thing to get.
And so they made a song for those people.
Yeah.
And that is what All Star is. It's like, I mean, you could say it was like ska influences in a retro style, but it is like one normal style rock song for all people everywhere.
But like at a time, it was kind of divorced from genre, like rock subgenres. And I think that, I'm assuming that was basically the trend of the late 90s in general, was like post grunge, like what is rock music? Yes. And it's like this, I guess.
Yeah, I think they like basically went into Astro Lounge wanting to make something that was radio friendly. Like I think they were divorcing themselves completely from any idea of like scene or any sort of belonging to anything. Like they were just like, okay, we're a rock band. We know what works. We know how Walking on the Sun sounded. Like we just gotta like make something that can click with people.
Right. Yeah. I was speaking of that their manager, Robert Hayes, this entry in the oral history really tickled me. So he said, one night I sat Greg down, opened a Billboard magazine and said, dude, let's just go through this. I want a little piece of each one of these songs. The top 50 at this time was Smash Mouth, Sugar Ray, Third Eye Blind, Vertical Horizon, Bare Naked Ladies, Marcy Playground, Chumbawamba. Greg left. All the best. The best of the best.
Molly, can we take a diversion quickly?
Yes.
Were we in that cab once with a bunch of friends and
the cab driver spoke with us almost in a near monologue for like 7 to 10 minutes of just being like talking about like his hopes and dreams. Like he was in pharmacy school. Like he was really like, he's working hard, like hoping to really make something of himself. And then he's like, you guys, you know what? And we have basically said
silence.
0 words because we're just absorbing. He's like, guys, you know what? Like, I feel really like comfortable around you. And I want to tell you, like, I just want to show, can I play this song that I just feel like has really meant something to me? Like really like says like where I am right now in life. And we were all like, yeah, of course we can. And he played Vertical Horizon, She's Everything You Want. Is that what the song is called?
Yes.
She's Everything You Want?
Yeah.
This.
And he was like, this song, this is just me. And proceeded to blast Everything You Want for us. And then when the song was over, put it back on
He's
again.
Like, I would like to play this again.
Dream cab ride.
It was amazing. It was amazing. I really do feel like he was sharing something very raw and intimate with us, yes. Honestly.
To the 5 of us in his big cab, who I don't think said anything more than, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. It is like that. Yeah. The entire time.